If you had planned on being in any of the split sessions, so the special needs one, that's going to be down the hall. This is going to be the session on friendship with Mrs. McCullough. So if any of you need to slip out to go to the special needs session, you can do that now. I'll give you a minute. All right, so how many of you have been encouraged already today? How many of you have heard something specific from the Lord? All right, this is just one more opportunity for both of those things. So I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. McCullough, and she's going to come speak to you guys about friendship. You're welcome.
Who enjoyed their lunch? Me too, I was hungry. Last night, okay, so I live in Mississippi near Memphis, Tennessee. We go to church in Memphis, Tennessee. Can I tell you something? They don't know how to make pizza. They know how to make fried chicken. They know how to make, what else is good down there? Biscuits and gravy. They have that. They have fried gizzards. What else? Pickled feet. You can get those in any gas. Oh, boiled peanuts. Those are good. Boiled peanuts are good. Who likes boiled peanuts? Have you had them? Yeah, they're good. They taste a little bit like refried beans, don't you think? I think a little bit like refried beans. Anyway, so we were talking about food. So last night, of course, I said, we have got to get pizza while we're on the East Coast. Like, you have to get pizza, right? Well, I forgot it was Halloween. And every pizza place was busy or closed or whatever. So finally we called this one, and it was called, what was it called? I want to say Bella Rosa, but it wasn't Bella. She's Puerto Rican. She doesn't know what it is. I can't remember what it was. I walk in and the guy's, how can I help you, young lady? And I'm like, I'm home. Thank you very much. So, and wasn't it good? Yeah, East Coast pizza. Oh, so good. Next year I vote for pizza, Brother Rob, for lunch. All right, you got to have East Coast pizza. All right, before I start, I'm going to give you some points. Yeah, can we do that? That's good. Brother Rob's like, do you need these handouts? Yes, I do. I forgot to even ask. So they're going to hand you some handouts. Part of what I'm going to say is not even on here, so can you look at me instead of your handout? Can you do that? Can you promise me to do that? If you want to take notes, obviously take them on your handout. If you have extra, can you bring me one up? Because I can't remember what it says. Oh, thank you. So, here we go. How many of you have ever heard a talk in church, ladies' conference, now you're not as a teenager, but as an adult on friendship? Like I see like 1, 2, okay, so it's not a common thing. Wow, okay. But the reason, Anna asked me to do a split session, but she didn't tell me what to do this year. I really like it when she just tells me what to do. And so I was thinking about it, praying about it, and my husband said, why don't you do one on friendship? And it is something that I feel very passionate about, that we're missing a lot in our churches. And it's not because we don't like people. Well, some of us don't like people. There is that. But I think sometimes we get too busy, right? My mind's going ahead. But in Proverbs 17:17, it says, what does it say? Somebody quote it to me. Is that one? No. Try again. What is it? Somebody talk. Is that the iron sharpeneth iron one? What's the one? There is a friend that sticketh closer to a brother. What's that one? That's that one. You guys, do you have Bibles? Somebody open their Bible and read it. Mrs. Reimers, can you read it? She can't find Proverbs. It's okay. No, I'm just nice and loud. There is a friend that loveth at all times. And so how many of you, we all have friends, right? We have friends at work. We have friends in the church. We have friends on Facebook. We have friends at the grocery. If you go enough, you end up being a friend to that cashier. I had a laundry lady that was really much better at sewing on buttons and sewing up my hems and doing much better than me. I wanted her to come live with me. And I told, no, I'm not going to tell you that. Anyway, I told her, she'd come live with me and you can do all my laundry all the time and I'll give you free rent. But she didn't take me up on it. Anyways, but she became my friend, right? But some people are acquaintances. We call them friends, but they're acquaintances, right? Some people are Facebook friends. We have no idea who they are. Okay, I think my husband and I have a joint Facebook page, and I think we're up to like 1,300 friends. I don't know these people. Okay, or I know a friend of a friend of a friend. Oh, okay. Yes, I'll take you. No, because we travel a little bit, sometimes you understand what I'm saying? We have different groups of people. So before I even get into some of this, I want to show you something. Does this move? Okay, I'm going to show you this. I need like 10 of you who aren't shy to come up here. Can you do that? I need an illustration. All right. God, where's the young lady? She jumped up first. All right, I'm rearranging the furniture. Let me put this back here. You know why I'm doing this? Because everybody wants to sleep after lunch. And so I got to keep everybody awake. All right, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Did you guys count? No. Good job. Did you guys count before you came up here? Good job. Get up here, extra. Come on, extra. Get up here. Then I need, well, let me see how this works out. Are you an extra? Are you coming up as an extra? Come on. Let's go. I'm collecting lots of friends. Let's do this. All right. Now, this is going to be a little harder. Some of you are going to have to be smart for one day. All right? This is what I want you to do. I want you to make a circle around me. Can you do that? Somebody's going to have to be smart. There we go. There we go. There, nope, you're perfect. All right, so in our life, this is how it goes. We have a circle of friends, right? Now, Linda, you come up here. Reamers, you come up here. Who else do I know? If I know you, come up here. I'm trying to look. Is Hannah in here? Oh, Peoples. You come up here. Yeah, you. I can't remember. Okay, you. That's good. Come on. Come on. All right, come on up here. Linda, come in here. Reamers, come in here. All right, remind me of your name. JL. Okay. Here's what we have. And I'm explaining this at the beginning because we get, is there men in here? You're not supposed to be in here. Don't be in here. I'm going to say it the not New Jersey way. We get all uptight about friendships, okay? Because we women are emotional. We get our feelings hurt all the time. Let me explain something. You are going to have, especially in your churches, you're going to have a circle of friends, okay? That's great. I can learn something from you. You can learn something from me. I can encourage you. You can encourage me. And God designed church especially to be like this. Inside of this circle of friends, I'm going to have this one and this one and this one, and they're going to be my inner circle. And guess what? You shouldn't, I'm picking on you. You can handle it, right? Where are you from? Jersey. She's a Jersey girl. She can handle it. She should not get your feelings hurt because I have these closer. We should just enjoy what we have and be okay because she's going to have an inner circle too. And she's going to have another circle, little inner circle, 2, 3. You're not going to have a lot of close ones. It's just not going to happen. If you have a lot, awesome, but that's a lot of work. Okay, but you're going to have an inner circle. Don't Get up. The guy left. Don't get your panties in a wad. They live stream this. That's the Jersey way to say it. Connecticut people are a little more sophisticated than that. Don't get uptight in your church. Don't get jealous. Just, do you guys know each other for a long time? Long time? I shouldn't be upset if I'm coming up in and being your friend and expect my friendship to be the same as you two. You know why? You've known each other for a long time. They have a different relationship than we're going to have. But I've been in church long enough that people be like, they invited them over for Christmas, but I didn't get invited. She sits with her in church all the time, but she don't sit with me. How come they went out for coffee after church and they didn't say anything to me? Number one, invite yourself for Pete's sake. If you really want to go, just say, hey, can I come along? Have some boldness for Pete's sake. Number one, and if they look at you funny, they don't want you to go. Okay? Number two, let them be friends. It's okay. You're going to have an inner circle. I'm going to prove this to you. Thank you, ladies. You can all sit down. That was it. Do you know who else had an inner circle? Who else had an inner circle? The Lord Jesus Christ himself. He had the multitude, right? So the multitude is all of yous, right? All of you. I can have a common relationship with you. I can have a joyful afternoon with you. You can teach me. I can teach you. We can be acquaintances, friends. But then Jesus chose 12 out of that group of the multitudes. Remember, when people were following him, it wasn't just 12 that were following him. There was a lot of people even his disciples. There weren't just, because it even talks about the women also were following him and listening to his teaching, but who did he really pull? How many? 12. It wasn't the 5,000 that he fed. It was 12. And then inside of the 12, how many did he have? 3. Peter, James. I think that probably some of the other 12 were like, what makes them think they're so special? Jesus, I'm here too. I think that probably humanly they were like, how come he always goes to them? I don't know why. Here's another point on Jesus. It talks about Jesus, outside of the disciples, it talks about Jesus being with another set of 3, more than anybody else in the Bible. Does anyone know who it is? There you go. Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. When he needed to rest, refresh, regroup, whose house did he stop at? Their house. They were refreshing to them. And so even Jesus Christ himself, who loves everybody probably equally, I think he died for all of us. He has a different relationship with you than he does with me. He had a different relationship with Peter, James, and John than he did the 12. I think even inside of the 3, he had a different relationship with John than any of them. And guess what? It's okay. I am not a best friend girl. I hated it when I was a teenager. I hated it when people said, this is my best friend. I was always like, if you put yourself in that box, who else can be your friend? So I just have never been a best friend girl. I taught my girls, don't ever say that's your best friend, because you might get another one that you like better and then you have to throw the old one away and it just doesn't work. So, but I'm saying all that to say, it's okay if you have a best friend. Ladies, if someone else has a best friend, it's okay, let them have it. Be happy for them. Don't be jealous. Don't be envious. Those things are sinful. Be glad for them. And then as you go along in life, you know what I actually wrote an article one time about as you go through life is an adventure, right? And you meet all kinds of people. And either, this is how I look at life. I can't prove this from the Bible. I think that the philosophy's in there, but I can't prove this, right? But I think either the people you meet are there to influence you or you're there to influence them. A lot of times it's both, right? So as you go through life, collect friends like precious rocks. Stick them in your pocket. Collect another one. Oh, that one's shiny. I like that one. Oh, this one's going to help me be a better cook. Let me collect that one. Oh, this one makes me laugh. Let me collect that one. Oh, this one will chide me when I need it. Let me collect that one. And as you go through life, ladies, collect friends. Everywhere you go, collect them. God has given them to us as a precious gift. And he knows how human we are. Did you know? Oh, I should start teaching my notes. Hold on. Did I even pray yet? I lost all my strength. Oh. Let's see. Is that where it goes? Is this supposed to be square on this? It's rocking. Let me move it up. We're rocking and rolling. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Did I pray? Well, sorry, God. It's okay. He's my friend. He'll forgive me. Here we go. Lord, help us to learn something this afternoon, just in a little bit of fun, but just getting us thoughtful and provoking unto good works. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, what was I saying? Something about shiny rocks. I like shiny rocks, yes. As we go through life, our life, we've been thinking about a picnic. I could not help but think, the only reason you go on a picnic, how many of you have ever gone on a picnic by yourself? We've got one weirdo in the back. 2, 3, 4. Oh, they're coming out of the closet. Oh, a couple. You guys are nuts. Don't tell me where you're from. She's probably from Rhode Island or something like that. Mississippi over here. Did you raise your hand? Okay, good. Most of the time when we go on a picnic, it's for relationship purposes. We are built like God himself. Did you know in the beginning of the Bible, I bet you did, that God looked down and said, I'd like somebody to fellowship with. And so he created Adam. Then he looked at Adam and thought, he shouldn't be alone down there. And he created, and this isn't a marriage talk, that he looked at Eve, he looked at, let me look at my notes. How about that? I should get back on track. His specific words were, it is not good that man should be alone. And he created Eve. And I know he's looking at marriage, but God did the same thing. He said, I don't want to be alone. I want to have fellowship. And he created man. Then he looked at Adam and he said, It's the first time he said, it's not good. He needs to help me. And he created Eve. Why? God created us to be relationship people. There's nothing sinful about that. You know, sometimes you'll hear preachers say, and I think it's just a misunderstanding or you hear a teacher say, my lunch keeps coming back up. Good. Anyway, try not to burp in the microphone. I only drank water. What happened? But what was it now? That got me sidetracked. What are we talking about? We're talking about pizza. That's what we were talking about. No. Relationships. Is that where we were? What was I saying, though? God made us relationship people. You know, sometimes probably God's slapping me and telling me, don't say that, and then I go back to it. Sometimes I think, they'll preach and they'll say, you don't need friends, you don't need your husband, you don't know, and, especially, they preach like that, right? But they'll say, well, while I understand what they're saying, I do. They're trying to get us all to be closer to the Lord and not fill the gap where we're missing the Lord in with other people. And we're going to talk about that today. But that's not true. People need people. God created it that way. He made us in his image. And guess what God needed? People. Isn't that crazy? Maybe he didn't need us. He wanted us. And he created us. And then he said, I want to fellowship with you. And so we are designed in his image. We have got to make sure that we're understanding that God created us social beings and it's okay. So, but here's what it's going to take. It's going to take a little bit of work. That's what it's going to take. Friendship takes work. God designed friendship. It matters. What do I have on you guys' things? Oh, let's see. Yep, Genesis 2:8. Look, I put it on your notes. I was smart. I don't know why it's in Christmas colors. I don't even remember putting Christmas colors on here, but hey, it's good. God designed us for companionship and community. True friendship is part of it. You guys can see what I said there. I don't want to say that. Okay, but what kind of friends do you have? Do you have just acquaintances? I'm going to knock this thing over. I moved it and now it's not going to stay. Do you have just acquaintances, or do you have friendships that you intentionally work on? The design by God is that God wanted a close relationship with us. He wanted a friendship that we were going to work on. He was going to work on it with me, and I was going to work on it with him. And guess what? When I was 4 years old, let me change that. When I was 8 years old when I got saved. When I was 8 years old, my relationship with God was not the same as my relationship is with God at, okay, I'll say it, 48 years old. Okay? So 40 years it's taken for the relationship to be different, right? And that's okay. Our friendships are going to do the same thing. Linda and I have known each other a year, just over a year, barely a year. Guess what? Next year, probably our friendship is not going to be exactly the same. I'm going to hate her by then. She's a very annoying person. No, and it shouldn't be. Do you know that I travel a lot? This is just an illustration that just came to me. I travel a lot. So we'll be home sometimes 2 weeks at a time. I love it when I'm home a month at a time. It hasn't been that much lately, especially. If I'm even home for a few days, guess what I try to do? See Linda. Do you know why? She's my friend. Does that take extra work and effort? Yep, it does. But is it good for both of us? It is. So friendships are going to take work. God works constantly at getting our attention and having a relationship with us. We have to work constantly at having a relationship with him. Our friendships are designed the same way. And so it's going to take a little work. The next thing is what? Friendships. Again, this isn't going to follow your notes exactly. God, let's see. Now, Job had 3 friends. How many of you heard a sermon on Job's 3 friends? I've heard probably a dozen sermons on Job's 3 friends. All of them that I think I remember all of them being negative. But let me say something. I think Job's 3 friends actually were real friends. Shocking, I know. Go back and read it. Job's friends did this. They went and they showed up. They showed up. Did they say all the right things when they showed up? No. Did they act the right way when they showed up? Not necessarily. Were they trying to help Job figure out why he was in the predicament he was in? Yeah, I think they sincerely were Job's friends and sincerely trying to help. Do you know one of the best things you can do as a friend? What'd you say? Show up. Show up. We don't always know what to say. We don't. It's difficult and difficult. I feel like I'm so tall up here. It's difficult and I'm going to come down up here and then I'm going to need to look at my notes. And I'm going to have to walk back up there and be out of breath. Where now was I? Job's 3. Can you keep paying attention? That'd be good. Job's 3 friends showed up. Do you know if Mrs. Reimers has a heartache? I'm not good at knowing when people are sad. I'm not sure what to say. You know one of the dumbest things we say? Are you okay? No, you idiot. You know, do you need anything? Yeah, you stop asking me questions. You know, and I'm not saying don't ask them if they need anything. It's better if we just pay attention and fill a need we see. But we don't always know what to say. We don't always know how to act. We feel awkward, and I think that's one of the main reasons we don't show up. But do you know what she needs when she's grieving or she's struggling or spiritually struggling? She needs us to show up. Hey, you haven't been in church 2 weeks. What's going on? You know what? I'm going to go knock at her door. I brought you some flowers. Tell me what's going on in your life. You know, she has a grief, a loss, a sickness, whatever. Isn't it sad that sometimes no one shows up? Where are the friends? You know what? Where they are, they have friends, but we are not making friendship a priority. Linda, if you're going to go through a hard time, of all people that should show up, I'm being serious. It should be me. I shouldn't rely on every other person in the church to show up to her house. If she's my friend, she's my responsibility. I have a responsibility to her to show up. There's a verse that I can't remember the reference. It's in Proverbs. A man that hath friends. I have it in my notes, but I can't remember the reference. Do you guys know where it's at? Huh? I can't remember. You guys look it up, though. A friend that hath friends must show himself friendly, right? A lot of people will quote that verse, and I've done the same thing, and say, well, that means that if you don't have any friends, you're not showing yourself friendly. I think that truth applies. I do. In fact, I'm going to say something about that in a minute. But I also think it means a man that hath friends. I already have one. But it is my responsibility now to show myself friendly. That's why I say, probably I'm not going to be good friends with the 1,300 people on Facebook. That's a lot of responsibility. Could I collect a few more friends in my life as I go? Sure, because friends come and go a bit. But we should feel responsible to our friends. Don't just say, teenage girls, she's my best friend, she's my best friend, she's my best friend, and I'm thinking, you have no idea what you're saying, young lady. You don't have a clue. You know what that means? When she has a hard time, you're there. When she has a hard time, you're there. When she has a hard time, you're there. Do you understand what I'm saying? If she's going hungry, your fault. If she's feeling sad, you need to go. You need to call. You need to pray. You need to show up. And so it's time that we all show some responsibility to our friends. Is that not what Christ does? He's the ultimate example of friendship. And he is there. He shows up. Job's 3 friends, guess what they did? They showed up. Didn't always know what to do. Didn't know what to say. But Job had 3. Job was a rich man. Don't you think there was more people that called him friend? I do. But 3 out of all the people that he knew showed up. Determine today, you got someone in your mind. You know what? I'm going to show up. I'm going to do better. I'm going to call. I'm going to text. I'm going to be there. I'm going to purpose in my heart to be a good friend. Also, you need to collect friends that are faithful. Proverbs 27:6 says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Don't just collect friends that make you feel good. Don't do it. Collect faithful friends. Friends that are not just faithful to show up, but they're faithful to tell you the truth. Sometimes I need a little slap. When I'm feeling sorry for myself, when I'm living in sin, I don't mean living in sin like with somebody. I mean, you know what I mean. Sometimes the words come out of my mouth and I'm like, what are people thinking? Anyways, when I'm being prideful, when I'm thinking about the wrong things, I need a friend to say, well, I think that might be off base. Well, let me tell you in love, so friends that are faithful to show up, but friends that are faithful to tell you the truth. If somebody always just agrees with the rot that you're living in, that's not a friend. That's not a true friend. In love, they should be telling you truth because they love you. So collect faithful friends. Friends should provide comfort. They should provide accountability. By the way, you can't be accountable to someone you're not honest with. This friendship thing goes both directions. If I want her to make me accountable, I have to be honest with her about what I need to be accountable for. Does that make sense to you? I haven't been reading my Bible. Can you call me every day or text me every day and say, hey, did you read your Bible? What'd you learn from your Bible today? Whatever. Well, if I don't tell her, then she can't help me. So often we could get help, but our pride gets in the way. And we won't admit that we need help. And so often we need to just be accountable to each other, and that accountability says be honest with the other person. A true friend will lift us up when we fall and lovingly correct us. The lone wolf life may sound strong, but it's a life of emptiness. Now, how many of you are introverts? I know you might be afraid to raise your hand, but you can do it. How many of you are introverts? Probably about half. There's probably about half of you, a little bit of both. I'm actually a little bit of both too. Introverts are always like, I don't need friends. Liar. You know when a person, I'm not picking on you introverts, shift gears. A friend says, I don't have any friends. You know what I think they're saying? I'm a big jerk. And that's true. I will hear from ladies, well, I don't need friends. Yes, you do. God designed us that way. By the way, the church, you know what the church, like the people of the church, you know what those relationships are? Friendships. And that is God's design, a beautiful, miraculous design, by the way. Honestly, the concept of the church to me is just gorgeous. I love it. It's genius. Because God gives us social and spiritual strength all in this one thing he created, the local church. And it's genius. But if we're not being the kind of friends we're supposed to be in the church, then we're missing it. It's my responsibility to be a friend, and also I should be wise enough to have friends. If you're a lone wolf, you're going to be empty. I was listening to a podcast. I can't remember who it was by, so you can't fact check me. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember who it was by. Matt Walsh, I think. It was political. It was somebody on Daily Wire. Anyway, and he was telling about this lady. He showed a clip of an interview, and the lady was saying, I don't have anybody that I'm the most important person to. And I thought that is the saddest thing. And I know, and she was single. She was talking about being married. But then I thought, so she ranted, she kept talking, and it was very sad in the beginning, and then her conclusion was, so if I'm not the most important person to someone else, I will have to be the most important person to myself. And I thought that is such a lonely, empty, sad, worldly, frankly satanic way to think. Because who wants you to think of yourself? Satan wants you to think of yourself. And when we get this lonely, I'm going to be lonely. I had a really good friend, and I won't go into details because some of you may know who it is. I had a really good friend recently going through a really hard time. And during that hard time, I kept calling, texting. We don't live in the same state. Kept calling, texting. I actually went to that state and could not see them. And later, but I kept calling, texting, whatever. Sometimes I'd get a response, sometimes I wouldn't. And then later, months later, I got to spend some time with her, and she said, I knew I needed, she said it was just a struggle every day to get through every day, that I felt like if I let anybody in, I would explode. And I understand that. And some of you are going through, you're going to have times where maybe that's true, but you can't stay there. She said, finally, my husband came to me and said, you need to get out. You need to talk to people. She said, the very thing I was running from was what I needed most. She said, finally, I got out. I went to church that week. And she said, it was like a dam broke inside of me. And all these emotions came out, but also I felt I was filled with such love. And the very thing that I was running from was the thing that I needed most. Sometimes if I'm in grief, I'm a very private person. Because I don't know why. I'm not even going to tell you why, because I don't know all the reasons. But I will withdraw. Mistake. Now, it might be a little withdrawal for a time period. I'm not saying go shopping with 15 girls while you're grieving. But what I'm saying is sometimes we need to talk to somebody, talk out loud. There's a Christian psychologist that says that when you talk out loud to a friend, it's God's way of there's actually chemicals in your brain. The hearing of what you're saying helps you process what you're saying. How many of us, we just to our husbands, right? Why? It helps us process our day. Our husbands don't understand that. They don't work quite that way. But it helps us process all these things and all these thoughts. So when things are happening in our life, don't withdraw from your friends. Let them come. The ones that are coming to you, let them come. I said to my friend that was going through that, I said, I would have just come and sat on the bed. And she said, I should have let you. So I'm saying to you, let them come. Let them come. They may not know what to say. They may not know what to bring. They may come at all at the wrong time. But how blessed are you because you have a friend that shows up? And it could be in the middle of the night, you need that friend to hold your hand. It could be in that moment that you cannot sleep in your bedroom, you come out and you find that friend on the couch. Show up. Let people show up. Let people love you. All right? Let's see, what's next? You were made for meaningful companionship. Seek it and nurture it. All right, let me go to friendship can become idols. Now, all that I just said, I'm going to undo all of it. No, I'm just kidding. Friendship can become idols. This is where I get a little nervous about talking about this, right? Because here's what happens because of our human nature. We don't want a relationship with a holy God because he makes us feel like we need to be more holy, rightfully so. And so we fill the void of God with relationships. Mistake. If this relationship isn't right, none of these relationships are going to be right. Like none. You're going to struggle. All of these relationships are going to struggle if this one isn't correct. Then what happens is, I know of a young girl right now. She actually got right with the Lord. She broke up with a boyfriend. That boyfriend was consuming her time, her thoughts, her energy. She was on a really good track for a while and filling her time more with the Lord, trying to get the Lord to fill in that gap that she had from the boyfriend. And now she's swinging towards filling that gap with a friend. And what I'm nervous about is this is suffering because now we're spending so much time with a friend. Well, you still got to nurture this. That friend, sometimes our friendships become our idols. Don't worship the friend over the God that gave you the friend. Because he will take that friend away. He can. Now, he's merciful and he's gracious and he's loving and he'll be gentle with you for a time period. But he wants you for your sake. It's not because he is a jealous God, but he's a jealous God for your sake. Because he loves you so much and he wants this to be good because he knows none of this will be good until this is good. And he can and will take that friendship away. I'm trying to skip because I want to get to all these points. There's a danger when valuing friends more than God. When we look for a perfect satisfaction in people, we're always going to be disappointed. But there is a friend that's always faithful, always there, always loving. When God is first, our friendships are the healthiest. Let me go ahead and say that. A lot of times we will worship or want the approval of our friends more than the approval of God. And what happens when that happens is, if we have a good foundation of a relationship with God, and we're confident and secure in him because our relationship's good with him, that's the foundation of all the other relationships. But when we have a foundation where our confidence and our security comes from a relationship with a friend, that friend will crack. That friend will break. And that friend will crumble under the weight of everything else. Why? They're human. Do not make a friend an idol instead of God. Next, friendships will be difficult. Oh, I'm on your guys' page now. Look at that. Friendships, oh, guys, my notes just appeared. Hold on. Okay, I think where am I now? Are you paying attention? Okay. Friendships will be difficult. Genesis 3:12 says this, and a man said, the woman who thou gavest me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Oh, we see the first time of friendship, there's a problem, right? Here we have actually the best probably relationship in the whole Bible, because there wasn't sin yet, and we already have a problem. Why? Because we're human. Because we're sinners. And then Adam, instead of just saying, yeah, God, we both did it out of love, he's like, it's the woman. Can you imagine Eve being like, ah! He was supposed to protect me. And then it starts this bickering and this fussing, and it becomes a difficult, guess what? Our friendships will become difficult. But if it's a friendship worth having, fight for it. You know what that's going to take? It's going to take what is in my notes. Hold on. It's going to take forgiveness. It's going to take being slow to speak. And it's going to take grace. We have got to learn to forgive one another. We've got to learn to put our pride aside and ask for forgiveness. And just say, you know what, I was wrong. I hope you love me enough to forgive me. I love you that much. Would you please forgive me? I wronged you. I got jealous. I gossiped. I fill in the blank. I handled myself wrongly. Will you forgive me? I was a jerk. I got angry. And then when your friend also acts, I have to show Linda grace all the time. When she acts like a jerk and gets mad, no, I'm just kidding. Well, we have friends, right? That act ways we don't like. And we think, she didn't do that. She snubbed me for 6 months and now she wants to be friends? Go back to your other best friend that you had. She was good enough to go to the mall with. You know all those coffees I bought you? Yeah, I'm not buying them anymore. Yeah, you guys are laughing because you think the same things I do. No, it's going to take us showing some grace. Guess what? People aren't going to act right. I don't act right. As much grace as I give is probably about as much grace as I'm going to get. It's a biblical principle. If I will give grace, people will extend grace. And so let's be forgiving, humble, and gracious with our friends. Friendships are going to be difficult. They're going to take a lot of work. Friendships, hold on. Friendships are redemptive. Philippians 1:6, is that where I'm at? Yep. Philippians 1:6 says, be confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it unto the day of Jesus Christ. James 1:2-4, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work. Man, I get convicted all the time about patience, and I hate it. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. God will use friendships to refine us. When you have a friend, especially a close friend, oftentimes you will see all your flaws mirrored back at you. And you're like, oh, I have a weakness there. God will use a good friend to show you your weaknesses. And what he's doing is he's trying to refine you. When you have a struggle in a relationship, guess what? He's trying to refine you. Only by pride cometh contention. So Lord, what is it that you want me to learn? What do I have pride in? Is this me? Man, I'm convicted just thinking about it. Man, I'm thinking about a couple relationships that need a little work, and I'm thinking, is that me? Is it my pride? Do I need to say I'm sorry? God, what are you trying to refine me for? What do I need to do? When relationships hurt, it's often because God is working in our hearts. When conflict arises, do you withdraw or do you defend and lean with humility? Do I humbly respond when a relationship has a hard time? Do I say, well, somebody, okay, for instance, I used to say to our church ladies all the time, I am just stupid enough that if there's a problem between us, I don't know. Okay, I tend to be one of those people. I actually read people really well, and so I can tell if somebody's mad at me pretty easily. I don't know, I read people well. But the stupid part of me is I have no idea why. I missed something somewhere. I probably said something stupid. And so I used to say, if you're mad at me or upset or even have a question in your mind, come talk to me. Come tell me. I need to know. But then when they do come tell me, guess what I need to do? Face it. I need to say I'm sorry. I need to be like, oh. I have a really good friend. I don't even mind saying her name. Her name's Susan James. And she said, and one time she came to me and she said, you hurt my feelings. And you know what I thought right then when she said that? She is such a good friend. She is literally, instead of carrying that as a burden and a weight and keeping it between us, she came to me and she told me why I hurt her feelings. And guess what? She was right. I had done something stupid to one of her kids and said something stupid to one of her kids, and she pointed it out. And I said, I would never hurt you for the world, and what I did was stupid. That's the one time that I acted right. No, I said, and I am sorry. And then I went to her child and I corrected it and said, your mom is right, I am wrong, and I didn't even know there was a conflict here, and we need to fix this. But I thought, wow, I have a good friend. How often do we not just go fix things? Because we let pride come between our relationships. But God wants to refine us and use us. And the difficulty in the relationship is a good way for us to get refined. Don't run from relational trials. Let them grow your faith. Number next. I don't even know what number you are on. The last one. Are you ready to take a nap? Is that what you're like? Let us out of here. Just kidding. Friendships have hope. There is all things are of God who hath reconciled us to himself by Jesus Christ. Do you have a relationship, a friendship, a relationship in your life and you're thinking there's no hope? There's just none. Guess what? That's not true. Because Jesus gives hope. May I encourage you to pray? May I encourage you to examine yourself and see if there's anything inside of you that you could do to fix the relationship? May I encourage you not to just examine yourself, but maybe take action to try to mend a lot of times we don't know. It's fear that keeps us from trying to mend a relationship because we don't know how the other person is going to respond. And the truth is, you don't. I'm not going to promise you. I'm not going to stand here and promise you that if you take action in a friendship, that it's going to end well. I don't know that for you. But I know that if you don't take any action, it's never going to be fixed. And I think God is a God of action. Jesus Christ himself gave to us because he was our friend. And so there is hope. There is hope for your relationships. Hope isn't in personality or strategies. It's just in Jesus Christ. Christ reconciled us to God, and then his reconciliation can flow into our relationship to others. Peace, humility, and patience, compassion, forgiveness, and love, they all come from Jesus, not from us. And so if we're going to extend those things to other people, or have patience, or have peace, or have humility, or have any kind of love at all, if we're going to love properly at all, God is love. So I have to have God. And if I have God, then I can extend him to other people properly. C.S. Lewis says this: when I have learnt to love God better than my earthly dearest, I shall love my earthly dearest better than I do now. When first things are put first, second things are not suppressed, but increased. What's the conclusion? Life is a picnic when you share it with the right kind of people. But are you the right kind of person? True friendship begins and ends with God's love. Be the kind of friend who points others to Jesus Christ. When God reigns in your heart, peace will reign through your friendships. When God reigns in your heart, peace will reign in your friendships. Lord, I'm going to go ahead and pray. Lord, thank you so much for these ladies. I think that they were just really attentive, and I think it's because all of us have so many friendships. We all have relationships, but with that comes difficulties. With that comes sin. With that comes responsibility. And relationships are hard, but I know you want us to have them. Lord, help us to put you first and to love people the way you would love them if you were here. And also, Lord, help us. We are gonna mess up. I mean, that's just a given. Help us to put our pride aside and to fix the things that we need to fix and extend the hand of forgiveness and grace to other people. Lord, I pray that you'll just fill each church that's represented here with a church full of ladies that are really, really good friends. I mean that somebody coming from the outside in will say, man, by the way they're talking to each other, by the way that they're reacting to one another, and man, I wish I had something like that, because they see a church that just has friends that are just good to each other. And Lord, help us to be those kind of people that we can reflect Jesus Christ at the very, very best way we can. Thank you, Lord, for the time that we've had together. In Jesus' name, amen. You're dismissed. No, you're not. You're going to do whatever she says.
Well, I'm just going to dismiss them. All right. We have about 10 minutes. We have exactly 10 minutes before the next session. So please be back in here by 2:50. Thank you.